Oh yeah, thanks you guys. I appreciate you taking the time to have me on here.
I think it's pretty cool what you guys are doing. Very good questions and what a lot of research.
This is cool.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate you guys asking me to be a part of this.
That was too cool, bro. And I was between shifts. I'm between shifts right now. I think I'm gonna be between shifts the rest of my life.
Welcome back to Between Shifts podcast. Today we're joined by engineer, entrepreneur, and lifelong action sports enthusiast. From building jumps in the Sierra foothills as a kid to co-founding Animalhouse Fitness and creating the popular Monkey Feet product, Paul's journey blends innovation, passion, and a deep love for the biking community. Welcome, Paul Jackson.
What?
Was that okay? Was that okay?
Good.
Okay.
Paul, Big Paul. Come on.
Oh.
Hi, I'm Paul. You remember that?
I get that quite a bit.
Wasn't it like a three-eyed monkey or something on Nickelodeon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks just like me.
Exactly, dude.
Yeah.
To a T.
Well, how you doing?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me on, boys. I'm pumped.
Of course.
Thanks for taking time out of your schedule to come hang out with us.
Yeah. I don't know if people know, but we're in this secret room of Bike Works. I feel like I'm a little king in a castle.
Yeah. We're in the dungeon.
Yeah, thanks for skipping out on a bike ride with your friends to be here.
That's okay. You guys are worth it.
Well, you grew up in Vallejo, just outside of Vallejo?
I was born in Vallejo. Grew up in, I guess, Fairfield for a little while, but then most of what I remember is in Lafayette, East Bay.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was Lafayette like as a kid?
You know, it was good, man. I mean, I'm lucky to grow up there. It was like such a safe little town. It's a lot more, I mean, it's just like everywhere in the peninsula and everything. It's like everything now is so expensive and blew up. When we grew up, like my dad was a firefighter and my mom worked part-time. And it was like perfect small little town and hung out, friends on the street. We lived on like a trail. And so we had little bike jumps on the trail, grew up riding all the time, riding to school and everything. So it was good. It was, I was lucky.
Yeah.
What, when you look back, what stands out most to you from your early life?
From early life? I mean, how early?
Like childhood. Like your development years.
Yeah. I mean, most of when I think back, I was definitely very active. Played a lot of sports, but like loved bike stuff. Got on like a moto and mountain bike, or I guess like BMX bike, super young, and was doing that stuff from probably like 4 or 5 on. My dad rode ATVs. He was a quad guy.
Oh,
quad god.
He was a fireman, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, my dad's a monster, dude. He doesn't look anything like me. He's like
really
260, 6'2", just man's man.
Oh,
awesome
shit.
mustache. I'm like, I'm Paul. Yeah,
solid.
But he was a quad god, and he got me into moto, and so got into moto and then bikes, and that was like most of the upbringing of childhood.
Nice.
My cousin, they had a ranch in the foothills of the Sierras, and Mountain Ranch, if anyone knows what that is, Calaveras County. But they had like a little 40-acre small ranch, in the middle of nowhere. And we would just go up almost every weekend and just dig dirt jumps and like make little trails and everything. And that was everything for me. That's like what I think of when I think of growing up.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Kick your mic over here. Otherwise you can't see you. I want to see your pretty face, David.
I want to hide. How much better is the coast side than the east bay?
Well, I'm here, so it's definitely I love it here, man. The East Bay was really cool. I mean, it is closer to like Tahoe and stuff, but it's kind of the only W.
Yeah.
Like over here, it's so good, especially Pacifica and South. It feels like the small town. It honestly feels a lot like what the East Bay felt like growing up 20 years ago.
For sure.
To where it's like still a little slower in small town and stuff. And I love that. Yeah. And it's cooler so you can ride bikes.
And what year did you move to Pacifica?
I moved to Pacifica in like 2019 or something. Because after college, I moved up to the city just with like everyone, like Everyone my age did. And then quickly got out and, I worked at Alta Motors, an electric dirt bike company that was in Brisbane. And so I was like, I'm just going to move there. It was kind of a cool little town, but I would end up going to Pacifica like twice a week or something. And I was like,
just to go ride.
Yeah, just go ride and go hang out. And I was like, I'm going to try to end up here as soon as I can.
Yeah. What, well, so you said your dad was a fireman. What'd your mom do?
She was like a part-time bookkeeper at a law office.
Cool.
But yeah, she spent a lot of time like raising me and my sister.
Damn, dude, your dad, a 6'2", what'd you say, 260 fireman?
Big boy.
Fucker would run through a wall.
I know, I felt like such a big strong man growing up. Like, fight my dad. What are you going to do?
Bro.
Yeah.
Did you play any sports growing up?
Yeah, I kind of played everything in the up until high school years. I was still shockingly pretty short. So I was like, basketball I played, but I wasn't like super good at. Played a little soccer, had 2 left feet. Was pretty decent at football, but played flag. My mom was like, you're not playing tackle.
Concussion stuff.
Yeah, and then that happened anyway with bikes. Yeah. I was like, checkmate.
Yes.
But
she'll never know.
Got into lacrosse a bunch actually, and then in high school got into wrestling and cross country and lacrosse. So I played all of those. Captain my wrestling team. Captain my cross country team.
What weight class?
Sick.
112s, 119s, 125s, 130.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn, dude. Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
Cutting and then putting on some gains.
Dude, it was crazy because I would come from cross country season and then immediately go into wrestling to where I was like 2% body fat. And then you get to wrestling coach, like, all right, buddy, cut 10 pounds. And I'm like, where? Yeah. What are you talking about?
So that's when you'd get into 112s?
Yeah, exactly. That's when I would get into,
How was that transition from cross country into wrestling stamina wise?
It was because I still rode bikes a ton and moto a ton throughout it all. I mean, coaches hated that, but it was, I still had muscle mass to a certain extent, but you'd go from like very much endurance stuff to trying to get some of that like fast twitch stuff going for wrestling, but it was still so endurance-y that it was similar. It was cool because I came in such good like endurance stamina, then I got to get into like technique and everything. So it was cool.
That would have sucked to have been told to cut 10 pounds, but then you also start lifting again. So you're already putting on muscle mass.
Yeah, it was brutal. I 1 year I cut and was kind of sick and like fully fell out at a tournament. I think it was like a weekend tournament or something, but just fully passed out warming up and like out taking the hospital. Gave me like 2 IV bags. I was like, there's nothing in me.
Weight cutting looks so gnarly.
Yeah.
I watched a video of one of the guys in the UFC. I can't remember who it is, but they just have ice wrapped in a towel and they're just chewing on the ice through the towel, but like not even eating the ice because they don't want the water weight. Yeah. They're just doing it to try to trick their mind.
I used to chew gum and then spit it. You'd spit it in a water bottle. Yeah. So you're just like,
gosh.
Yeah. It's horrible.
There's so many little tricks.
Yeah. It's a nasty side of wrestling and MMA and all that cutting shit. It's pretty disgusting when you see I know like my roommates are really into UFC. I'll watch it when it's on, but like seeing the guys that weigh in at like whatever it is, like 135, and then they step in the ring and it's like 48 hours later or something.
Yeah. And they are all IV
and they've gotten like put on like 20 plus pounds.
That guy's twice as big now.
Yeah, it's psycho.
That's like when McGregor boxed Mayweather, he showed up to weigh-ins and he looked like a fucking skeleton.
Yeah.
And then the next day he was just like all juiced, just ready to go.
Yeah, I don't get that shit.
Yeah. Did you ever have any desire to be a fireman?
My dad, I love my dad. He's a great dude, but I was always like tinkering with stuff growing up, and he was always like, "You're not gonna be a fireman. You're too smart. Yeah, you're not gonna make something crazy or do something cool." And I was like, "Okay." Yeah. And I don't know if he was protecting me from being a fireman. Fireman's a cool trade, though.
Yeah.
It's gnarly.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Ironically, my sister's like training to be a fireman right now, but we keep that aside.
And was he? What station did he belong to?
So he was in Vallejo.
Okay.
He was, Mainly Station 2 in Vallejo.
Nice. Does he have any? Do you hear any gnarly stories growing up?
Oh my God, so many gnarly stories. We had a couple like of my mom's friends that would love to just get hammered and have my dad tell stories of like gnarly stuff. I'm like, was she? But that's a little off a rocker.
Just wanted to hear about that guy getting scraped off the pavement?
Yeah, exactly. The guy's head was clean cut off because he was riding a sport bike and hit a telephone pole wire.
Oh man,
that's a good one.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that was we've talked about it on the podcast before, but it's like the trade that everybody had thought about getting into but never like really went with. But when I was thinking about doing it, I shadowed a guy named, I'm blanking on his name. Anyway, he told me a story. He told me a story about getting called to a train. And the train's like, yeah, I don't know what happened to her. She was in front of it. She's gone. And they were like looking for this girl that jumped in front of the train. And one of the guys looks under the train. He's like, I got her here. I got her. And then another guy way down the track was like, I got her here. And she was just sliced clean in half.
That's so nice.
Yeah. I was like, at that point, I was like, I'm good, dude. I don't know what I'm going to do, but it's not that.
Yeah.
Well, you've definitely, you're a big entrepreneur. And did you have any influences when you were younger that kind of showed that to you? Or was that just kind of all on your own?
That's a good question. I think growing up, I had more of the like tinkering with stuff mindset to where it was more, I don't know, like almost came from myself. When I got a little bit older, my uncle was an engineer. And so he was like, hey, yeah, you can come do like an internship. When I was like I was in high school. And each summer I would go and just work for him. It started like sweeping floors and like doing boxes and stuff. Yeah. And by the end I was like helping design some things, but very small level. But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I never really like put it together until I was a little bit older. I didn't even really know what entrepreneurship was, but I always loved to like tinker and make stuff. And like when I had my first bikes, like I was custom painting, custom doing everything. I used to make custom bike levers.
Damn.
Where I'd like take the levers and then I'd shave them to like, remember the old like Danger Boy levers? The ones that
folded backwards?
The ones that had like
the finger ridges. Yeah.
I'd made like my own of those and then I'd custom paint them. I had like American flag ones and stuff. Okay. I'd sell them to my buddies, but I was like, these are just cool, man.
That guy copied me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you're listening, IP.
Yeah. Well, you kind of mentioned about your cousin's ranch in the Sierras, but what part of that exploration as a kid and just being in the wilderness and building bike jumps and trails and dirt bike tracks with your cousins kind of helped shape who you are today?
Yeah, I think honestly a lot of it, man. It was cool because I mean this was before cell phones, but it was like the unplug of just go and explore and like come back later. And you know, on the way up to the ranch, we had like every year for Christmas, we'd both ask my grandma for New World Disorder, the latest one, or Nitro Circus. And so we had one of those little lap DVD players with like the tiny screens. Yeah. We would just watch that in the back, and we'd get to the ranch just like so fired up. Like, we're making one of these jumps or something, and we're like 12 years old. Yeah. And so we'd get up there, and it was I think throughout my life I've really liked creative expression to a certain extent. Maybe not the typical like painting art type style, but like being able to build and make stuff, make your own trails, make a cool jump, like try to envision something different. And that was, the ranch really gave us that spot to go up and like, it's kind of whatever you want to do. Like no one's telling you what to do out there. It's not structured sports and everything. It's very much like, I don't know, whatever. Yeah. Especially our parents, like they didn't give a shit if we were.
It was just don't dig over there where the water pipe is.
Yeah, exactly. Or like try not to light that huge thing on fire because that was really close to the house.
Did you ever build anything that they made you like tear down?
Tear down? They were pretty good about not. Yeah, I mean, we had one. It was whenever we got close to the house because there was like the house and a little pond with some like grass in front of it, and we were always like, "Oh, you could jump over this and that." And like, dude, just do it. Like you have 30 acres, just go anywhere else. Yeah. But we did make a jump into the pond.
Nice.
This is pre-foam pit, man. I was like,
Yeah.
perfect foam pit stuff.
Is that your first full rotated backflip into the pond?
I think after I went to Woodward one summer, I came back and I was like, I can do this anywhere.
Yeah.
And so that was immediately we put the wood ramp at the pond, and we were getting in that.
And
Nice.
Who was responsible for getting you into moto, but also bikes in general?
I think that was Quad God Dad.
Okay.
I think I'm trying to remember though, because I didn't really have a lot of. I was definitely like the first of a lot of my friends and everything that was into moto and bike. Because then by the time we were a little bit older, like everyone riding to school, like 4th and 5th grade and stuff, a bunch of people would stop at my house on the way there, and we'd like have a big crew of guys riding bikes. And that's when people were starting to get like, oh, he got like a Kona stuff or something, and like, getting the like slightly cooler and cooler bikes. So yeah, I don't know. I think it just.
You ever have a stinky?
I didn't. I was one of the guys that was dreaming of that. I did. The coolest bike I ever had. When my couple of buddies had the Stinkies, I had a Jameis Dakar. And
those are dope.
I was like, not what I wanted, but this is pretty good. Yeah. No, I was pretty hyped on it. But my for Christmas one year, I got a transition bottle rocket. The Kelly green one. Yeah. And I was like, I've made it.
That was the OG free ride bike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going to be a pro for sure. Check this thing out.
It's so funny because I'm now hearing you guys talk about bikes. I'm sitting back here just thinking what people who don't understand bikes are thinking. Did you ever get a Stinky? They're like, whoa.
No, I got a bottle rocket. Is this being a code?
Something's happening, dude. Well, you mentioned being influenced by Nitro Circus and New World Disorder films. What role did that kind of inspiration play in fueling your passion for action sports? Because, Nitro Circus, I grew up on Nitro Circus too. So I take a lot of pride. Like Harry Bink saying some people believe in God, but other people believe in Travis.
In Travis Pastrana. Yeah, I still 100%. Yeah, I still think Travis is one of the coolest people of all time.
Yeah.
So it's like if you get one person to go and either like have a beer with or something, he's easily on my top 3, and he's most likely my number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I guess that amount of influence.
Yeah.
But he was always such a cool person in the sense that it seemed like he had a lot of integrity while he was doing it. Like he'd still fuck around a lot, but he was like so much of he wasn't trying to be an a-hole. He was trying to push everyone, and he was trying to push the whole sport, push himself, because he's just like the most intense dude ever. And I always thought like that was cool. And I guess even stepping out of that a little bit to where there were so many pieces of all those videos and everything that I thought was cool, but the creative aspect of making those videos as well. So it was like those would come out, because it's different today, right? It's like you make a cool Instagram video or something, or maybe you make a short film, but it's like back then it was you wait for the hour-long DVD that gets released, and that was like the big thing. And it's very much like a polished work of art to where we took that and we'd always try to make our own something, and we'd make I got Born to Bike 1 was my feature film that I made when I was like 16, me and all my buddies, and we had segments, and we had to have like the crash segment, of course. And
that was always a random little snippet in a Nitro movie, is all the mountain bike crash scene. Like they just had the whole section of just mountain bike crashes.
Yeah.
It's always like Rampage.
We were just watching I think it was Earth 4 the other day, and Jim DeChamp has a solid feature.
Oh, that's sick.
I had never watched the Earths, but then Jim DeChamp came on. I was like, dude, that's the Nitro.
That's my boy.
I was at Loretta's waiting to like get my little like bin thingy to wear in the race, and I turned around because I had an umbrella. It was pouring rain. Turned around because I thought I heard my name, and I'm like, what? And I just poked this dude in the fucking eyeball, and it was Travis Pastrana.
No way.
And I was like, I'm so sorry. And he's like, I'm like, oh, I realized who it was. He's like, it's all right, buddy. And I was like, oh shit, that was insane.
That was a pretty good Travis impression.
Dude, neither of my parents were around, so when they came back, I was like, I just poked Travis Pastrana in the eyeball. Oh fuck yeah, I peaked right then.
Yeah, exactly.
Tell us a little bit about you chasing the career in slopestyle.
Oh, the old failed career in Stoked. Well, so yeah, what was interesting is I don't think I really knew what I was trying to do. I was still very competitive in a bunch of stuff, but like I got into biking and, so I graduated high school in 2010. And so in like 2005 up, I wasn't, maybe even before that, I was trying to be super good at biking, but I wasn't really sure because like free ride was still just becoming a thing.
Yep.
Slopestyle was just becoming a thing, and I didn't really know where I was pointed. And this is the same era of like post office jumps and everything coming up to where I'd go down there and ride, and I started like figuring out, I was like, oh, maybe like slopestyle. I think that's the thing, and trying tricks. And then all of that, I ended up going to like saving up a ton, going to Woodward one year for a week and being like seeing the light and trying a bunch of tricks and stuff and being able to ride around riders and like keep up. I was like, this is cool. And then ended up working there the next year. But I was pushing hard, and I wasn't as much into, I've kind of never been as much into the competitions and stuff, the more structured things, but I love doing video parts and edits and like trying to do that thing even back then. And yeah, this was like around the time when people were just starting. There was like one or two people that had done front flips on mountain bikes, like BMX, they'd done them. And I was like, oh man, like a buddy in Martinez had a foam pit and I was trying fronties, and I was like I got these. Like I'm nailing them in the foam pit, like consistently. And I was going to go try them at the Scotts Valley step up. And yeah, pulled my back right before it, like pretty catastrophic. This was like, I think this was summer. I remember it being like, I pulled my back. I had to call that off and then not like take a bunch of time off and kind of be in the headspace to where I was going to not do this anymore. Yeah. Because I had to focus on what I was going to do next, because I was just turning 18 and everything. And I was thinking about going to college and all that stuff. And so that was kind of like, that was, again, I still didn't fully know what I was going to do. Like slopestyle was still new. I knew that at that point you couldn't fully make a living, or like one person was making a living doing that. Yeah. And so that I'd still have a backup plan and like be trying to have a career in something, maybe engineering on the side. But I was definitely juggling, like trying to be full on both those at the same time. Then that happened, and I was like, maybe we just keep biking for fun, you know?
Backs are scary, dude.
Yeah.
That does not sound fun.
Yeah, and it was like low back too, and it just like tore like half of it. It was
And you said 17?
I was 17 or 18.
Did you crash, or was it just the initial like
the crack of it? The first like crack up, it just went, and then I like half rotated in the foam and then landed, and I was like stuck in the foam.
Just frozen.
Yeah. Yeah, it was brutal.
Would you say that's your gnarliest crash yet? Or, injury, I should say.
Yeah, I've been lucky. How much wood you got in this place? But I to knock on wood, I don't have that many gnarly, like, broken injuries. I have a lot of concussions. Yeah. I have, like, 5 lights out ones. A lot from moto. Some wrestling, and a lot from mountain biking. But, I only broke my thumb besides that.
Nice.
Which is pretty good.
Yeah, that is good.
Yeah.
Although I would take a broken bone over.
Right? It's like, I'm totally fine.
That doc says full recovery.
Talk to me in 20 years where I'm like, Mom!
Meatloaf.
It's funny. Like growing up, racing moto, I'd have a good crash, and my dad was always like, no, it's not a concussion unless you were like your sister. And when my sister got a concussion, she was like repeating. She was like, I don't know. There was one time I threw like a rock to scare seagulls away, and it hit the seagull, but the seagull just kept going like this for a second, just like this. Like just that. And it's exactly what I imagined my sister was like with her concussion. And she was just like, what day is it? And you're like, Thursday. She's like, did I turn in my homework today? Yeah. And she repeated that exact like sequence 4 times. And my dad's like, see, she's got a concussion.
Level 100 concussion.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, would you say after an injury like that, would you say choosing to go to school was a pretty easy decision to make.
Yeah, and it wasn't like really this or that. It was more of like I was really trying to, because it was always in the back of the mind. I was like, if I can do this, I might be able to like do this maybe instead of school, but like where school is a little bit of the afterthought. And it went from that to being like, okay, this, biking is at least a passion for now, and I need to figure out school.
Yeah.
And everything. And that's when, honestly, it's when reality like set in a lot more. I was like, oh shit, I gotta figure things out.
Not to jump into things, because we do talk about it later on, but when that injury was happening, were you thinking, like, outside of the whole engineer thoughts in your brain as like a backup plan? Were you kind of thinking, because have you always dreamed about having your own brand, to build your own brand, and you could kind of do that through Slopestyle if you started getting pretty big? I
don't think I was thinking about that yet. I think I was still doing stuff that in hindsight was like, I guess foreshadowing. But at that point I wasn't super like entrepreneurial growing up, besides the little things, like lemonade stands and being a gardener and shit.
Were you able to ride much when you were going to school in UCLA?
So I went to junior college first. So it's like I went from there to going like, that's when reality very much hit, where I was like, oh, I not getting as many schools as I thought. It turns out average grades, and like I was good at sports, but I wasn't like going anywhere for sports. And I really wanted to go to Cal Poly. I was like, I'll go to junior college for 2 years, figure it out. And I was still very much like a dirt jump guy. And so I had brought the dirt jumper there. Like there weren't a ton of dirt jump spots, and so we like made our own, started digging a bunch.
Was Morrow Bay Bike Park already there?
I don't remember if
probably
there.
Probably,
yeah.
That was a sick spot.
Yeah.
Nothing like too crazy. I'm not much of a dirt jumper necessarily, but that was the biggest line I've ever hit.
Yeah, there was like the Costco jumps were there, and then down in Pismo, shit, I forgot what that spot was called. But there was some spots, but like we dug on campus, like down by a creek, and like made some pretty nasty ones. And then canyon. Down at a buddy had a flower farm that had like a mulch pit, and we just put a wood kicker on it, and he rode too, and we like would go out to the flower farm and just like try tricks and stuff. Nice. So it was still in the back, but didn't ride quite as much. And then LA was even harder because you're in the middle of LA.
Yeah. Did you, sorry, this is kind of random, but your buddy that had the flower farm, was his property on the way from Slow to Los Osos?
Yes.
Was it on the right-hand side driving to Los Osos?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm pretty sure.
Kevin May?
No, I've never ridden it. We've just driven to Los Osos so many times, and there's this little farm. It's like up on a hill, like the only hill on the property. It's a tiny little hill, but you get to the top, and then you can just visibly see a roll into a dirt ramp, and it looks like a mulch landing.
Dude, it's probably I could show you some photos from it, because you get the most epic sunsets out there, right?
Yeah.
You like. It was a cool spot.
That's funny. James and I would drive by. We'd be like, "Fuck, that guy's living."
He's got mulch.
Yeah, dude, he's fucking. That's sick. So, did you go to Cuesta?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Yeah, I did the same thing. I wanted to go to Cal Poly, and I didn't get in out of high school, so I was like, "Man, I'm going to college." Yeah,
you're Questard. Nice.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I loved Cuesta. It was a good time, and I feel like I got lucky because I got to, again, inadvertently go to school at Cal Poly, basically, and then go to UCLA. Very different vibes of schools, but like 2 and 2 years of each, like 2 and 3, and it was. Yeah, it was cool. I got to experience both.
What was the reason to not transfer straight to Cal Poly? Was it like you've already spent like 2 years there, like try something new?
No, so I started on the engineering track, and basically how the transfer stuff works is or at least it did then, to where it's like you either had to pick the UC track or the state school track, or take 3 years to do it. Because the overlap was so non-overlapping. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, I want to go to Cal Poly, but backup schools after that, like I didn't have a ton I really wanted to go to, where the UC system, I was like, oh, I'm like, there's actually a few I'd go to there. And so I kind of like chose that.
Yeah. That's cool. You knew what you wanted to do too. Engineering.
Yeah.
That makes that decision a lot easier.
Yeah, I at least thought I.
Yeah.
Thought,
For like
I think I thought I knew.
my first year in community college, I was a business major, and then I started talking to a family friend, and she was really good at finding like the least impacted majors at colleges, and she's like, Cal Poly, like Parks and Rec, it has the highest acceptance rate. And I was like, oh no shit. So then the next year, all I did was take Parks and Recreation classes and majored in that, and then I got in. And
That's
I was
sick.
like, oh fuck yeah. And then I changed into business.
Honestly, I did kind of the same thing because I was like, I want to be an engineer, mechanical engineer. I'm like, that's the highest one. I started looking, I'm like, what is materials engineering? And it had like,
There you go.
a 0.1 average GPA less. And I was like, I'm going to do that.
Yeah,
So that's
yeah.
what I went for. And then I did my master's is mechanical.
We found the loop.
Yeah, exactly. We got you.
Yeah. How with school, how did you balance that with your love for writing?
I don't know. Like, I definitely didn't ride quite as much in school. But I got my riding in. I mean, riding and working out have always been like a piece of life. Just, I don't know. It's almost like a non-negotiable to where I have to get some of that in to keep the rest of my sanity and honestly like brain health and everything optimal. Like I need that break and that escape and everything. It's like you can get it in. It doesn't like take that much time. So it was always a priority.
Yeah. What's your opinion on HIIT exercises, high intensity?
I'm here for him. I think he makes everything in. I think it's always weird to talk to like moto or mountain bike guys because it's like you're doing so much like basically zone 2 training and their endurance stuff to where it's like, what do you actually need to supplement with versus the average mortal to where it's like that person actually needs a lot more cardio stuff mixed in.
Yeah. Damn.
When it comes to your mechanical engineering degree at UCLA, was one of the motivations for going into that side? I mean, it sounds like you kind of had that planned in your head for a while, but was working in the bike or moto industry kind of the end goal with that?
Yeah, I feel like growing up, if you wanted to be an engineer and you're a male, you're like, I want to design cars. You know? It's like,
for sure.
I was definitely one of those people to where I was like, wouldn't it be cool to design cars? I like always thought that was awesome. And honestly, it's because most of the motorcycle manufacturers weren't over here. Yeah. And bike stuff was few and far between. But that was definitely a piece of it. I was like, I want to design something with wheels and like it's cool like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, tell us a little bit about Animalhouse Fitness before we start talking about it.
Animalhouse Fitness. So we started Animalhouse around the idea to lift dumbbells with your feet. So my co-founder, I met him kind of through a friend of a friend who he is a pro boxer, pro MMA fighter, tore his ACL, training for a fight one time. He was rehabbing it. He was at a busy gym. Everything's taken. Dumbbells aren't taken. He was like rolling the dumbbell with his foot in between sets. And he's like, I wish I could just pick this up with my foot. He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing when it comes to like designing stuff. And so he was talking to his uncle who I raced dirt bikes in Baja with. And so he was like, oh, you should talk to Paul. He's a product designer. He's a mechanical engineer. So we started talking, ended up going 50-50 on it and designing it. But the whole company started around trying to lift a dumbbell with your foot.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. And that product is called Monkey Feet.
That product is called Monkey Feet. Yeah.
Nice. And what was the prototype? What it looked like? And so we have this on our website if anyone's curious. The 0.1% of the people that might be curious. But when I first talked to my co-founder, he's like, oh, I'll draw you a picture of what I'm thinking. I'm like, okay, cool. I was like, yeah, we'll lift it with your feet. Like, I wonder what he's thinking. And it's literally like a picture of a shoe, like a foot and shoe, and then like a piece of plywood and a shoelace that goes up to the shoe and a shoelace that goes down to the dumbbell. And this is like, at first I was like, yeah, we can make that. And we made something similar with like some straps. So it was a little easier just to prove the concept. Mm-hmm. And I kind of told him, this is before he was just going to pay me to like do that. And I was like, hey man, like I get this. I think this could actually be something. But like, you're not going to be able to pay me basically enough, like long enough to really design this. It's going to take a lot of work. Yeah. And like we made this thing and like, you don't want to go to market with something like this. Yeah. So we iterated after that for a long time, but I still have that prototype. We got it like 3D printed and stuff. Nice. It just looks like it's pretty funny. Yeah. It's like a piece of wood. And now it's not like, is it still where the dumbbell would be under the foot or is it more so you can kind of get around with it on?
Yeah, so the dumbbell is like under the foot, almost like if you're wearing high heels.
Okay.
And the way the device works is it kind of looks like a snowboard binding to where it folds in half and it goes over the dumbbell. And then once you put it over the dumbbell, you unfold it and then your foot can go in. So the idea behind it is if your foot's in there, the dumbbell can't come out. And then that way you only need one strap that goes over the top of your foot to hold it all in.
Nice.
And so that's how we made it super simple and like easier to use and everything.
Yeah. How long was the time period it took you to make it to where you're like, yeah, this is it?
Yeah. So we kind of shook hands on it. I guess that would be 2018. And I worked on it like nights and weekends for 2 years until we like actually launched it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Damn, dude.
It was a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, making things small and simple was like actually pretty hard, especially when you have limited resources and you have a full-time job. But
yeah. Your dad was probably stoked.
Yeah,
he's like, I told you were gonna fucking make something.
Well, the weirdest thing is my dad was like a bodybuilder in when he was like growing up, when he was like 18, right? And that's when there wasn't that many people working out, and especially being bodybuilders.
Yeah.
So he's been into fitness forever. Like he trains people now. He's retired from the firehouse, but he trains people now.
Nice.
So the irony of me getting into like making a fitness company is very, like he's all about it and he loves it. So it's pretty cool.
That's cool. Does he use it?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, he uses it. My mom actually uses it a ton.
Nice.
And Monkey Feet got a pretty big bump from Joe Rogan at one point. What did that do for you and the company?
Oh, dude, it made it go crazy. It was it was pretty crazy. He early on we got kind of hooked up with an influencer who wasn't that as big at the moment. Now he's like a couple million followers. But his name was Ben Patrick, knees over toes guy. His whole thing was rehabbing knees. And we kind of partnered with him to do a bunch of stuff, but he was talking about Monkey Feet a bunch. Joe Rogan followed him, saw it, and he was like, wanted to do his knees, but he's also like, oh, that's cool for training to knee people in the face. And so
and kicking.
Yeah, exactly. And so he bought one and then talked about it on his podcast. Me and my buddy Wesley, like best buddy growing up, and then he was working for us. We were down in Mexico, literally crossing the border, like turning our phones back on. Yeah. And we just get blown up by a bunch of people like, dude, it's on Joe Rogan. We're like, what are they talking about? Are they talking about the right thing? But yeah, man, it basically tripled to quadrupled revenue for like 4 months.
Wow.
The first time he talked about us. He's talked about us 4 times now.
Damn.
It was really, very lucky, but it was really cool. And we've DM'd him since and everything. And he's like, he's really nice, super cool. He was just like pumped on the product. This thing's super cool, man.
That's sick. That's sick. Yeah. I had no idea that was your company. I had heard him talk about it and I was like, oh really? I didn't order anything, but I was like, that's cool.
He's like, it's a fucking gimmick.
And then Dave was like, yeah, he owns this company and he has this thing called Monkey Feet. And I was like, the thing that was talked about on that Joe Rogan talks about? And he's like, yeah. I was like, oh shit, dude, that's cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I was like, that's fucking sick. Sorry, but getting back into the engineering side of your life. What was it like working for Alta Motors? Growing up riding dirt bikes, and then you get to work for pretty early on. Were they the first electric dirt bike?
They were the first like legit
electric,
like full size electric dirt bike.
Yeah.
They were the first ones to actually compete in any way with gas bikes. Cool. Yeah, dude. It was the coolest thing ever. I was in the mini Baja SAE engineering club at UCLA. Since I transferred, like all the other people had like kind of solidified their place and like we're designing a bunch of stuff, but I got there and like they do a time trials and I just smoked everyone. I was like, okay, so I'm the driver. But it was awesome because it was such a cool club. And then like, just imagine growing up as a moto guy, being in this club, kind of scratching the itch. You're about to graduate UCLA, and one of the guys on the club is like, "Hey, we just got contacted from a company who's looking for interns because they have an alumni that works at this company, Alta Motors, and they're making electric dirt bikes, and they're in the Bay Area." And he literally goes like, "Paul, I think you need to take this job." And I was like, "Whoa!" It's like a dream job, just like falls in your lap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right out of college too.
Yeah, right out of college. I remember we were doing our the typical post college like Thailand trip, and I was in Thailand and like taking the first interview and got home, did second interview, and then immediately started. I had to start it as an intern. I think I was an intern for like 9 months or something, because I was just like, I was like, we can't hire you yet. We need our next round of funding, but like you can just stay as an intern. And I was like, dude, I'll stay whatever. Like there's dirt bikes all around me, and it was still like early days to where the coolest parts were we were testing the bikes all the time. So we had a fleet of mileage accumulation bikes, is what they were called, that we could check out on the weekend and take them and go ride them wherever. Mm-hmm. And then it was in Brisbane, and that's like the Bayshore area. There's like the cross the train tracks area that's just like open marshland, and we would just ride them over there and just ride on lunch breaks and stuff. Nice. And just rip because they're silent. And it was like the coolest thing ever. But yeah, worked there for 3.5 years.
And what was your role there, outside of your internship?
So I was originally I think under test, but then I got into design engineering, and then I was head of suspension by the time I left.
Nice.
I was helping design the next round of bikes and everything that like Harley now kind of came out with some version of. But yeah, I was doing a bunch of like suspension chassis design and everything.
Did Alta go under, or did they get bought out?
So they went under. There's a great YouTube video now that our CEO just kind of like did a tell-all, because basically Harley, we partnered with Harley for 6 months, and we were designing our V2 bike with them, and then they just totally fucked us.
Oh,
yeah. It was brutal. And like, yeah, kind of like not quite blackmail, but they just like, they cornered us basically, and we had nowhere to go. And like, we tried to do everything, and we shut down.
Like filing patents before you guys could, because they have more money and shit.
Basically, in the agreements that we made, to co-develop the bike, if we stopped, they had... It's pretty intricate. There's 2 20-minute videos online that are actually awesome. Like, if you're interested at all, I forget what it's called, but if you type in, like, the end of Alta Motors or something, like, there's some... It's a cool, sad story. But what ended up happening is, like, Stark started, like, a year later. Mm-hmm. And so they kind of... we always joke they like copied a bunch of our shit, which is totally fine, I guess. Yeah. But they kind of picked up where we left off, which is cool, because like now they're like today, I think it was just released that they're going to be racing in moto.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in
Supercross or national?
I think it was saying World Supercross.
Damn.
I looked at it for like 2 seconds. I was
like, the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm not fully sure.
Well, because Josh Hill. I don't know if that was
Alta.
Yeah, he rode Alta first. Yeah. Now he's on Stark.
So Josh Hill, but what we were racing was Red Bull Straight Rhythm. I was there each year, but the reason he was doing that is because it was an unsanctioned event. It was like a Red Bull hosted event.
It was not AMA or anything. Yeah,
exactly.
He was riding in an arena cross, and I'm pretty sure.
Okay. I think arena cross was different for some other reason, because we did like enduro cross, we did arena cross, we did we could get into everything except for supercross and motocross, which is like obviously where we wanted to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, now Stark is kind of like getting things, so it's cool.
And
except at X Games.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck, that was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
They're just like, no, no more electric bikes. Talk about a good guy to just get behind the electric bike, like Josh Hill.
Yeah.
He's a stud, dude.
He's so sick.
He's nasty.
Every time I drive I-5 through Oregon, it's just like...
You go past the range.
You just look at the compound and see like the massive like 120-foot whip-off jump.
Yeah.
So crazy.
When I was at Loretta's, in between practices, when you just can't ride the actual track, you find like another like a hillbilly down the street that just has a sick little track that he made. And it's like the honor system, so you drive in, there's like a little car, and it's like, if you feel like pay. So everybody just puts money through the window. And then you drive up to the track, and we get up there, and it's Josh and Justin Hill riding.
So sick.
And they're just so funny, because they're so competitive with each other. I'm like 7 years old on a little Cobra, and there's these guys on fucking Yamahas just going past me. I'm like, holy crap.
That's so cool. So he got into electric bikes and everything, because one of the crashes, he like screwed up his shifting foot.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that's why he sucked out. Right. He sucked off some electric bikes for that.
That's how he got in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, that makes sense, because it's just twist and go, dude.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I've seen some of those electric trials bikes that have clutches. those are pretty fucking cool. Like hearing the electric motor
spin up,
yeah, it's cool. So digging and filming when it comes to mountain bikes is something you do a lot. Any favorites from over the years?
Ooh, favorite.
You're what, like 2 years ago you came out with This Is Pacifica?
Yeah. I think about a year and a half.
That's a dope one. If you haven't seen it, check it out. This Is Pacifica, YouTube.
Yeah. That's got to be. I'd say that's the highlight. That was the one that we spent the most time on. I mean, it was four days straight of filming, and with 2 guys filming, and so we put a lot. I mean, shout out to Wes and Bobby, the guys that filmed and edited that. It's like we put a lot of work into that, and it was a project that we like tried to do professional. You know, obviously I know the trails, but it was like I was mapping them out for them, telling them what each thing had, where we wanted to go each day, and like we were bang, bang, bang on it. And I had big shots that I wanted to hit at each spot and everything.
Clip here, clip there.
Yeah. And so that's definitely at the top of the list. Another one is another peak was we did Clunkers 3. But it was like me and my buddy from college who was a UCLA football player and one other guy from SoCal. We were riding the transition clunker bikes and we did some we rode Big Bear on it and we were like actually like sending it. And that one still has more. That one's got 50,000 views on YouTube. It's just like sitting on YouTube. And every once in a while I'll get so-and-so commented. I'm like, who is like still finding this video?
That's sick.
But yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, transitioning into, can you tell us a little bit about the Stoked company?
Yeah. It's funny we were kind of talking earlier downstairs, but to like explain what Stoked is, because it's been so many different things for me across the years. And I kind of have like 5 guys that we loosely do it with, different amount of each at different times. But I always said it's like a platform to like use to do whatever we want to do that we think is cool. If that's make a hat that you think is cool, that's rad. If that's host an event, if that's, pretend like you own a company to hit on a chick, it's like whatever you're feeling. But yeah, it's something that
it's just a good creative outlet.
Yeah, exactly. And it was like where it came from is I was in junior college, I was still kind of holding on to that dream of doing something in mountain biking. Maybe I had made a bunch of friends at Cuesta and we were all tight group of homies, but I was trying to do mountain biking pro, dirt jump. I had a buddy that was like basically a pro surfer, a buddy that was a pro skater, a buddy that was like nasty at skiing. And so it's like we all got along, different sports, but the same stoke. I was like, what do we have in common, man? But yeah, that's kind of like where it started. And started making t-shirts and stickers and like that it very much has fluctuated over the years of how much effort we put in it. But, at certain times I thought that was going to be my main entrepreneurial venture. So I was like, we're going to push on Stoked. And, we're actually pushing on it a little more now, just because it's fun and it's a part of it. We definitely use it a lot more these days as something to be able to be more part of the community, especially up here. It's like the Step Up Jam and a bunch of that kind of stuff. It's we want it to help bring people together and do a bunch of cool shit.
Yeah, well, that brings me into my next question, but like bringing the community together, building trails, having a Step Up Jam, just these events, why is it so important to you to keep the stoke alive for the other people coming up in the sport?
Just selfish, man. I just want to be stoked.
You're like, why isn't everybody else stoked?
Yeah, exactly. It's pissing me off. I don't know, man. There's nothing better. I mean, I think it's the shirt that I'm wearing that has on the back, it's high fives and tasty vibes. And it's just like, nothing better than me is just like the high five that you get after doing like a trail or a jump or something. Like, I don't know, if you're ever out at Boy Scout and, just hanging out riding tree line, you hear someone like hit a jump for the first time and how fired up they get. Yeah. It's like, that is, to me, I'm like, that is the coolest emotion of all time. And it's really trying to get more of that going. And so, yeah, I mean, we have such a cool, I've been riding the like Montero Boy Scout zone for like 10 years, but it's been there forever. It's like, that's such a cool zone to where I'm like, how can I help make that better? And, selfishly, like the things I want to ride too. Like, we need a huge step up. And then I was like, well, we need a huge road gap. I've had a huge road gap because I wanted to make a huge jump after it. The road gap was just like the way to get there. Yeah. So, you know, I want to do that, and I want to hype up like everyone around and all the groms and everything to like actually be sick and have a place to do it. So
for sure. Yeah.
Want to get your business in front of a loyal local audience? Between Shifts brings coastside stories to life with real conversations, local legends, and plenty of laughs. Sponsorships include custom ad reads, shout-outs in episodes, and visibility across all our socials, all designed to connect your brand with engaged listeners who support local. Now, please email betweenshiftspod@gmail.com for any inquiries. Thank you. So would you say that the step up at Boy Scout is probably something you're most proud of in terms of like something you've built?
For digging?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's got to be up there. It's like
pretty massive.
It's pretty massive, and it's cool because like I feel it did what I wanted it to do. Like, again, for me, like my favorite thing to ride growing up was step ups because you could kind of like ride something really big, relatively safe, push yourself, try new tricks and everything. And like, I wanted that for the community. Yeah. You know, there's a lot of jumps around here, but it's a tough place to learn new tricks and everything. And just seeing a bunch of people kids and stuff hitting it for the first time and trying new tricks for the first time. It's like,
there's a handful of shop groms that like landed their first backflips to dirt there and stuff like that.
Right. It's like,
which is super cool.
That's the coolest thing ever to me. And like, I don't know, you see it in random Instagram clips or stuff all the time. Like people will send me stuff. And I'm like, it's a cool feeling to
when the pit bikes show up.
They always show up. They'll find you, man.
They didn't do the step down. The road gap.
Exactly. Like it happens, man. It's illegal for everyone.
How has it been with like putting out YouTube videos or building spots like that where you have a step up jam with the locals in Pacifica kind of giving you any shit? Are they kind of like, dude?
No. I've only gotten love. Nice. I'm always worried about it. And like, I don't know, because growing up in Lafayette, I by the time I went to college, it was getting like a little more ritzier, but to where like we had a dirt jump spot that I dug at and it would get torn down and we'd be like, well, then give us a dirt jump park. And then they'd say they would, and then they wouldn't, and we'd build it again. And like that kind of stuff to where we would get people against it a little more. And I don't know, Pacifica still these days, you get people kids riding dirt bikes down the street like all the time.
Yeah.
And so,
that's awesome.
Yeah, you don't get much hate at all, which is cool. I mean, mainly love, even when you're like out there.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I won't put this on on record. Sometimes when you're digging, like you do stuff, they're like, maybe we shouldn't be doing this part, but we'll leave that cryptic. But like most times when I'm digging out there doing stuff, even hikers will come by and be like, oh, hey, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're welcome.
Yeah. It's a good sight to see kids back on dirt bikes on the streets.
Yeah.
Like there's a group of like 4 or 5 kids that ride like little 100s or 110s or just anything in El Granada. And they come by and they hit the little like jump in front of our house. And my dad and I are just like, yeah, sick.
Guys will see that and be hell yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like nice. Well, because that was our childhoods. And I think we turned out all right.
Yeah. We're fine.
Yeah.
And I feel like when it comes to people being dicks about like localism stuff, when it comes to Pacifica trails, it's like, dude, they've been around for so long. And like, I don't know, a place like Boy Scout, Mile, Triple X, Crack, like all of those, everybody knows it already. So you're not hiding anything.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
Yeah. Well, is the plan with Animalhouse in hopes to sell it one day? Or what's your long-term plan for Animalhouse? If you want to talk about it, if you don't want to talk about it, we can just move on too.
No, I'm talking about it. Yeah, it's hard, man, because it's like, I don't want to give the wrong impression that everything's sunshine and rainbows. Like, Joe Rogan was a huge high. You know, we had a post-COVID, like, home gym thing. Like, it fit great. And stuff has come down since. And it's like, it's gotten harder. And every year it seems to get harder with, you know, whatever, the economy or tariffs now or this and that and the other. Like, it's a really tough thing to be fighting at, especially just like, I won't bore you too much, but like the style of business that we're in. I mean, we basically sell something that you sell to someone one time, maybe twice, because they have 2 feet. But like most of the time you sell them once and it's made well, so they shouldn't need another one. And so it's a tough business to keep going. We've made some other products and we got a couple more in the hopper, but I think it more belongs in like under the umbrella of a bigger fitness company. I think that's where I want to get it to and pass on and then start thinking about the next thing.
Yeah. Have you guys tried going like the, contract with 24-hour fitness type of deal and like, all of a sudden you have like
a bajillion of them out there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's tough. We have tried a lot of that stuff. We've tried a lot of the PT clinic stuff, apartment gym chains. They're different, man. They're a lot of like guarded wall or what is it? Walled garden type things to where they're hard to get into. A lot of the ways that those guys buy, they don't buy just from like the one guy with the one thing. They buy from a company that makes 20, like every different piece of equipment.
They don't want to have 20 different distributors.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so it is tough. And we're in like some retail. We're in some B2B. We have partners with Rogue to where like they buy wholesale with us. So we're in some stuff. But yeah, it's been tough.
Yeah. Yeah. What's your manufacturing process like? Are you still making them all, or do you guys have a warehouse that can make most of them or all of them? Or?
Yeah, so we have what's called like contract manufacturing in China, to where we do all the design and engineering and all the checks in-house. I mean, this is how like most stuff is made, to where, I would fly to China, make sure all the stuff's set up right, work with the manufacturers, making sure they're hitting everything to spec, and then we order shipments of like containers of it over to the US where we have a 3PL, third-party logistics, just warehousing stuff to where they fulfill the orders.
Nice. That's cool. Yeah. I was always curious about how companies did that. It's just so much fucking, just confusing.
It's a lot, man. And like, it's to be in it, because my last couple of jobs, I was at Alta and then Boosted Boards, which is electric skateboards. And like, that was when I really got exposed to China, to where I was over there 5 times one year, to where, you basically help the parts you design get brought up on the assembly lines. So you're literally working in the factories in China. And that's what everyone's doing. You're in a building and like each floor is like, you go down and like, oh, this is Beats by Dre. And then the next floor, it's like, oh, Lyft Scooters is down here.
Yeah.
Like,
oh shit.
It's like all the stuff is like there, like it's how a lot of the world works. And it's a crazy thing, especially to go through like COVID and now the Trump tariffs, like all of that stuff just puts so much strain and curveball on the system. It's wild.
Yeah.
Wild.
I was just going to ask you about the tariffs.
What are you doing now for work? Is it Animalhouse?
Yeah, still Animalhouse full time. Yeah. So it's been 5 years full time.
Okay.
Damn. What's that day-to-day look like for you?
Sit in my underpants, pet my cat, trying to keep up with new ideas. No, we got so I do work from home full time, and so that's why I can squeeze in mountain bike rides and workouts midday. But I run a team of 5 people. We have a bunch of other like agencies and stuff, a bunch of like basically like our 3PL, our bookkeeping agency, marketing agency, like a bunch of other people. But then I manage the team in-house and all the other agencies. But yeah, do all that stuff. But my main job besides that is product design. So I'm still coming up with and like designing the next products.
Cool. So let's just say one day you do sell Animalhouse. Now that is off of your table. What's your dream life look like? Are you building the Stoked company?
Yeah, this is something I daydream about all the time. It depends on when you ask me. But I love the current company, Animalhouse. I think it's really cool. I would love something that's more of a life project, like the kind of legend that you're leaving behind a little bit, but like something that I could work on, because I really believe in compounding. I think if you work at anything for 20 years, like it's going to be something and going to be great. It's just that sticking to it's really hard.
Yeah.
And doing something that's a little more aligned with my passions would be really cool. So doing something with Stoked, or something with, I've always dreamed of having some kind of a like Woodward style ranch or something that people can, especially with like e-bikes now, just having like a bike ranch or something like that kind of the equivalent to a ski resort or something around here, just because we don't, we have North Star, but like we don't
Yeah.
have, and we don't have we don't have a Woodward style thing. We don't have where's the nearest public foam pit?
Yeah. Have you been to the, God, I can't remember.
Don't
what
ruin my
it's
dreams
called.
right now, Dave. If you go, there's one in fucking Santa Rosa.
In Grey Eagle. I mean, it's out there, but
I've been to Grey Eagle. Is there a
so there's this guy that has however many acres, and he basically
Everstoke?
Everstoke.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
He basically just made a bunch of e-bike pedal trails.
Yeah.
You like,
You don't even have to pay to camp.
yeah, but you like, throw in a $5, do a couple laps.
Yeah. Like something like that would be so cool. And I've gone everywhere from like, I don't know, when they're trying to develop the Boy Scout area. I was like, what if I could buy Boy Scout and just like turn
That
it
would be
into
insane.
a public thing that's also somehow makes money?
The developers value that bare land is like 20, no, more than that.
Yeah.
A lot of millions.
But everything from like that to like somewhere down the coast, around here. I mean, I always look at the farms like near the Half Moon Bay Airport, and I'm like, they don't use like the edges. Like, what if we just use the edges and put a
Just a
Woodward or
little
something?
bit of hill.
Yeah, right. I don't need a lot.
Yeah.
Or all the way to like, somewhere down in like Davenport to where you can have like 50 to 100 acres and really have a place, because there's like legitimate elevation down there. You can get some land. You could put like a place where a destination style thing.
Your new building spot just opened up, dude.
Yeah, did you check out Chilcony Coast Areas?
Oh, no, I haven't. I saw that.
It looks pretty cross country.
That's what I heard.
But
that's how it all starts. They cut the fire roads. We cut the cutoffs from the fire road to fire road.
Yep. So what's one hobby that you haven't gotten into that you think about, or you're like, you want to do that? Fishing? I don't know. It's not just
Podcasting.
This right now. That I want to get into?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been trying to get better at surfing. I've always surfed like a tiny bit in my life, but I suck ass at it still. And I live right next to the water, so I've been trying to do that more. I've kiteboarded one time.
Whoa.
And I really would love to. It's a very intimidating sport to me.
Yeah.
I mean, bikes and moto guys, you grow up and you're like, wind is the enemy. You're like, a good day was there's zero wind. You talk to kiteboarding guys, they're like, oh, it's nice and windy out. Let's get out there. I'm
Going
like,
to Waddell.
yeah, exactly. Like, that seems scary.
You go way too far out there.
Yeah. So, I don't know. But I'm one of those. I'd like to get better at surfing. I think that's...
Have you been skydiving before?
Skydiving is the one thing I promised my mom growing up.
You really haven't skydived?
I know.
Wow.
I was like... I like really want to, but she was like losing her mind. I was like, it's like, I won't go skydiving, Mom. It's okay. I was like, I promise.
Bungee jumping?
I haven't bungee jumped either.
Okay.
Same.
Yeah.
Do you have the same pact with your mom on bungee jumping?
I think it does count. Although
Definitely.
I was gonna do it because we went to New Zealand earlier this year, and I was gonna do it, but then my wife tore her ACL, and I was like, okay, I guess we're not doing that.
How'd she tear her ACL?
Skiing.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, let's get into that. How did you meet your wife?
Oh, that's a fun one. Kindergarten.
Oh, shit.
What?
Yeah.
You didn't have to tell her that you own a company?
She's still a gold digging son of a bitch. Just kidding, honey. No, we're high school sweethearts. So we've been.
Shit.
Yeah, I guess I was lying earlier when I said like, oh, I want to get into the UC since she went to UCLA, and so I was like,
Oh, there.
Claire went,
yeah, exactly. Truth comes out.
Claire went to Cal Poly, and I was like,
I was like, this is actually a really good school. Well, it was funny because I didn't even apply to UCLA out of high school, and then I went to junior college, and we were still like open, kind of hanging out, like seeing each other, like trying to make it work, but also didn't really want to go to college with a boyfriend or girlfriend, both of us. But then I was still going down there and visiting her a bunch. I was like, this is a cool school. Like I never even thought about going there, and as I started crushing it in junior college, I was like, I can actually get in here. Like this is actually within reach, which it wasn't before. And so, yeah, that's how that happened. But yeah, been with her for a long time.
yeah,
Wow.
nice. That's always such a hard part in the relationship, because we did the same thing. I was high school sweethearts with my girlfriend, Claire. And the first, like, it's so funny. You talk to people about like dating through college, and everybody's like, "You dated through college?"
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it was fucking easy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is like it's not easy. I shouldn't say that, but it's an interesting time in the relationship. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, my wife said it best. Like, we both wished we would have met each other later and had like the full college experience or whatever. But it's like we wouldn't trade what we have for it.
Yeah.
Deep. Her words, not mine. I'm not that articulate.
So getting back to your hopes of having a Woodward style compound somewhere on the coast, what would be the first thing you build there?
I think I just need a foam pit.
You just really want a foam pit.
I just really want a foam pit.
Yeah.
I want a foam pit and a Fest Series stop. Like, is that much to ask?
Dude, do you see that Bellingham's got their Fest series going on right now?
Is it right now?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sick.
What do they call it? Woolly Fest?
Oh, yes, I did.
Yeah.
I wanted to go to it.
Yeah.
Also, something, if you ever have it, that you should bring back. What was the dual slalom where everybody drops at the same time?
Four cross?
Four cross. Bring
Yeah.
that
Four
back.
cross.
And then the Barbie cart races. You see those?
Boom. We got like, come on. You're telling me we can't make money if we have all these things?
Do it.
Yeah.
I think just having somewhere that can have cool, it's like you start with the true like attractions, but like, I don't know. It's like, what does every Grom want to do? They want to learn how to backflip. It's like, okay, the step up's great, but you really should train into like a foam pit or an airbag or something, right? So it's like, start with that and have some trails and like you get the thing rolling and then you start building out really cool trails and everything. And like, that's the 10-year plan. But like the 1-year plan would be, I mean, the Woodward up in Boreal is a great example because it's not like, especially like the indoor year round to where they got a skate park and a foam pit and a resi ramp and like that can go along and a restaurant all in one thing. It's like that can go a long way.
Yeah. Somewhere for the parents to spend money while their kids
exactly
fuck off and do whatever.
Dude, how many Peninsula people would come and just like, we'll drive you there. There's a bar that overlooks it. Like, I'm going to go have a beer and like watch the kid ride. And
you could have somebody like training the kids on how to flip because I feel like that's a big part.
Yeah.
Learning how to turn your body around.
Yeah.
The first thing, if I had property, the first thing I'd do is dig a deep pond and build like a couple tiered platform. Just start jumping. Just be me out there.
Just start jumping. We can build that at the Stoked Ranch.
Yeah.
Stoked compound.
There we go.
You've developed your little Pacifica backyard into quite the compound.
Yeah, that's the mini Stoked compound. That's the vision board.
Yeah. The 110 electric seems a little bit too much for how small that track is.
It very much is. And it's like, it's so hard because we have a bunch of mountain bike friends, but like not a ton of moto guys. And I like want them to try and experience and have fun on it. But it's like, it's a, have you seen it? It's a 65 chassis, but it's the Electra & Co kit. I don't think they sell anymore, but dude, the thing's like, I don't know how many horsepower, but it's at least like 20, 30. Sick. It is faster than hell. Yeah. And it's, the tiny wheels and everything to where you can go into that fence so fast.
So it's the same size as a 110 though?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Damn.
And so it's the same size as 65. So, but it's like, it's tiny and it's got the best front brake like ever. So it's wired to.
And you have a pit bike track in your backyard?
Yeah.
Nice, dude.
Pretty small.
Sick. Yeah. That sounds sick.
How long have you had your house in Pacifica?
I think coming up on 4 years.
Okay.
Nice.
3 or 4 years. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, we got super lucky with it. It's just a cool spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, shit. What's next?
In life?
Yeah. What's next week? What are you doing?
Next week? Man, going to Slovenia in a couple weeks.
Oh, no shit.
Whoa.
Yeah.
For what?
You travel a lot, huh?
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, me and the wife like to travel, to
Nice.
go to cool places. I didn't even know where Slovenia was. She's like, how was Slovenia? I'm like, yeah, of course. Where exactly is that? Hypothetically.
Is that just for fun?
Yeah, just for fun. She works for Genentech, and so the headquarters, they're owned by Roche, and so the headquarters is in Switzerland. And so she has to go there for like a couple days before, and then I'm going to meet her out there, bring the downhill bike,
Nice.
get around.
There you go.
Yeah.
What bike parks are there?
There's that new one, Bike Park Cope, where they just did the Flat Out Fest.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to go there, and then There's a couple of other ones that I cannot pronounce too. They have, I'm gonna get learned trying to pronounce some of their shit.
Yeah,
but
you're gonna have fun.
But it's Europe, so
Yeah,
all the bike parks are probably cooler than here.
that's the thing. I've watched a few videos. I'm like, I'm down. We can go anywhere.
Yeah.
So
You gonna get travel insurance?
yes,
Nice.
I got that in New Zealand as well. I was like, gotta do it. I was there long enough, and I learned just have it.
Although your wife probably has pretty good health benefits through Genentech.
It's true. I am on her medical insurance, and not my own.
When I went to New Zealand, like I was on my dad's medical insurance, Anthem Blue Cross, and they covered me in New Zealand.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't.
You know, it's funny. I never even really checked.
Yeah,
my buddy was like, you should get some if you're gonna go and like get gnarly, and I was like, okay, fine, Dad.
Yeah. You should.
It was Sam.
Sam.
Yeah, shout out Sam. Thanks, Dad.
Hitting Dreamline that's epic.
Dude, it's like the coolest line ever. It's like that's also why we need a Stoked compound just to put Dreamline. It's like those jumps are just so well built and so big. You feel like flying.
Dude, I want to say that if I went there, I would hit those, but I don't know.
Where's Dreamline at? I haven't seen it.
It's in Ben Lomond, Queenstown.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's just that massive set of jumps at Magaza Fest.
Yeah. I was there.
Yeah.
I didn't ride, but I was at Magaza Fest. That was cool.
This year?
Last year.
Oh, nice. I rode in it this year.
Did you?
Yeah.
Nice.
It was like the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
I was, so pumped. I was so nervous.
Yeah. That's sick. Yeah, that was, I was like right behind Jackson Goldstone when he was like dropping in. I'm like, damn, this is fucking nuts. He's all like hyped up. He's like, yeah, let's go.
So
drops in and just throws a fat whip. I was like, damn, dude.
Dude, I can't imagine being that kid, like seeing clips of him at Whistler and there's just like a crowd of like 40 like 8-year-olds surrounding him. And I'm like, oh God, that's brutal. Like he can't even go for like a casual day at the park at this point.
Yeah. I rode up in a gondola with him and his girlfriend at, what's the big bike park in Queenstown? Skyline. Yeah. I rode up in the gondola. I was like, do you know Parker and Preston, Nishkin? He's like, yeah. And then we started talking about them. I'm like, do you really drink all that Red Bull or is it water? Like,
That was the second question.
Yeah. He's like, no, I really drink Red Bull. And he like actually had Red Bull in his pocket and he just cracked one. And I was like, okay, that's fair. That was the whole conversation.
There's this thing, I can't remember who was talking about it, how all of the young guys on the World Cup circuit are just like crushing caffeine before their race runs. Like crazy amounts. I mean, Ronan Dunn talks about drinking like 6 Red Bulls before like through the day before his race run.
Gnarly.
Your heart don't explode.
Yeah. And so they're going into their race runs like I don't know, there was a period of time when I was hesitant to have like more than a cup of coffee before a ride because I felt twitchy. Yeah. Like going downhill. Like you feel like you're just gonna like wash out. Like
there must be like a curve where at some point it just gets to like euphoric pro mountain biker phase.
Yeah.
Well, it was like with moto, I had a buddy named Sean Cantrell who made it pretty far. He raced Supercross and everything on 250s, but then he stopped racing after wrist injury. But I asked him the same question. I'm like, do you actually drink the Red Bull? He's like, no, actually, like I'll have the can already opened and we'll put water in the can. And then when I'm on the podium, like that's just what I'm drinking. I'm just drinking water. But
I've heard they make like the similar cans with waters in them.
Oh, that makes sense now.
Yeah, it's where you can still crack them and everything. Yeah. That might be lore. I don't know.
I don't think I could ever drink a Red Bull. Just like, yeah.
Did you see World Cup Downhill's coming to Whistler next year?
Is it really?
Yeah. There's a stop in Whistler.
You want to go?
I think James and I were, he was already, the schedule got released like this morning and he texted me like probably an hour after it came out. And he's like, so we're going to Whistler for the World Cup, right? And I was like, yeah.
That's so sick.
Yeah.
When is it? Is it like midsummer?
September 25th or something like that. So it's later.
Not this, no.
No, next year.
So post Crankworks kind of a deal?
Yeah, well, post Crankworks, yeah. Which I think will be good because Crankworks plus World Cup in the same week would just be that mountain, that whole place would just be insane.
Did you race or did you ride the downhill in Rotorua when you were in New Zealand?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a cool trail.
Yeah.
That's pretty fun.
Yeah, it's super cool. And like all of the trail network on the other side of, we rented e-bikes and we like did a bunch of time out there and stuff. It's really cool.
It's crazy how labeled everything is. Everything has a sign. You're like, oh, okay, cool. That's easy.
Totally forgot about the whole Annie Ford. Like one, how did you get to be friends with her? And also, that was absolutely nuts. So I think, what did she do? 24 hours straight?
Yeah. So she did the most vertical downhill in 24 hours. And I forget the exact stats, but it was something like 130 miles and that's not like miles this way. It's like the literal vertical amount. Like that's how much it was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was at Cornet Bike Park, and it was nuts because I'd never been to that bike park, and I met her up there to go help her ride parts of it. I did 6 hours of it with her.
Jeez.
But the gondola, like the lift that she was doing, is only like 5 minutes. It's a really short chair.
Okay.
And then her downhill was like 8 or something. And she was just doing that interval.
The same lap.
5 minutes up, 8 minutes down, same lap for 24 hours.
Whoa.
Right? It's not like she did a top to bottom like Whistler or something where it was just that over and over and over.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy. But yeah, I honestly I saw her doing her ride, or I think I followed her on Instagram when she tried to do it the last time. And then I saw that she was riding up the coast, and I was like, I literally just messaged her a comment. I was like, hey, if you need a place to stay in Pacifica. And then she DM'd me. I was like, yeah, I would actually love that. And she's like, do you know the trails and stuff? I'm like, yeah. I was like, me and my wife have a house. We were actually gone. I was like, you can come any day but Saturday. She's like, cool. I'll let you know next week. She was like getting closer. She's like, so I'm going to be there Saturday. I'm like, oh, cool. We'll leave the house open for you. Just come in, your bed will be made and everything. And so she came in, and we met her the next morning and just like had a random person in her house. But she was just the nicest person ever. I thought she was from Tasmania because it's on her profile or whatever. And she was like, no, I live in Queenstown. I was like, oh, we're going there in like 6 months.
Nice.
But she rode with us. We took her to QP and to Boy Scout and everything. But yeah, super cool. And then when I was coming up to to Queenstown, for the Magaza Fest and all that she lined it up to do her thing that same time. Okay. And so I was like, hey, I'm going to be here. And she's like, oh, come hang. And she had Jackson staying at her house too, and Bailey. And so we all like hung out. We helped her do the record. She did that. And then we were at Magaza Fest, and it was awesome. It was like 3 or 4 days of just like dream. You're like, whoa, what just happened? Like, the coolest thing ever.
Some of the probably the top riders in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. And especially that, like, what's weird about New Zealand in general, but like Queenstown during that like time, is that everyone there is like super good, and there's not that many extra people. Like, it's not like when you go to Crankworks where it's flooded with tons of just people, and then there's the pro riders are like, 1%. It's like 90% of the people there are pro riders, and there's no one else there. And so it's just the coolest vibe ever. And it's a cool spot.
That's sick. Well, thanks for taking time and coming on and bullshitting with us.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
This is fun.
Yeah,
you want to tell the people where they can find you?
.com. No, you can find me, I guess, Instagram, Dirt Jackson. If you're trying to start the Stoked compound with me on the coast, maybe LinkedIn. Oh, there's like a million Paul Jackson, so maybe just find me.
His first name isn't Dirt.
Yeah.
I've had so many people like, do you know Dirt? And I'm like, who the hell are you talking about?
I do get that a lot. And I'm like, yeah, what's up? Kind of cooler than Paul, dude. I'll be Dirt. Oh, yeah.
Joe Dirt.
Deer Tay, baby.
Hell yeah. Thanks, Paul.
Yeah, thanks, boys.
Thank you.
Welcome back. This is our recap for Mr. Paul Jackson. Hi, I'm Paul.
Dirt.
Do you know where Dirt is? Like, dude, where's the Maverick?
Yeah, I don't know. First off, I mean, like, Paul, he's a good friend. He's been coming into the bike shop for quite a while now.
You've really hyped him up. I've been excited to meet him.
Yeah, dude, he's just a sick guy. Just classic, like, always a smile on his face, always in a good mood. So fun to hang out with, so fun to ride with, like, always a hype man. And I mean, I feel like that comes across on here as well, where it's just like he's such a nice guy. He's all good intentions, and he also absolutely rips.
Yeah. Dude, fucking riding Magaza Fest is insane.
Yeah, those jumps are
insane.
Massive.
Like being there, I'm like, I think I could. I'm like looking at him like,
Yeah.
I think I could do it, but I don't want to do it.
No. Especially with all those people around for the fest.
Dude, you just go over the bars, first hit. You'd have to ride it outside of that for sure and get towed in. But it was fun because like I had obviously I didn't know Paul. And like we've talked about it a lot, but it's a weird way to get to know somebody through a podcast. But now that I feel like I know Paul, it's cool to see how similar our background is with action sports and our like just kind of upbringing.
Well, cool. And it is funny because I've been friends with him for years, but doing the podcast is fun because I get to talk about things that we don't normally talk about. Just going on rides together and stuff like that. Like, you know, going to college and, you know, I mean, of course I've talked to him about Alta and stuff because I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really cool to get to see that side of him.
Yeah. I mean, it's really cool to hear another story about a guy that went the community college route and had to figure it out too.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the times people will go community college and then just kind of be like, I'm good.
Yeah. But I mean,
that just shows the drive that he's got too.
Yeah. And, dude, getting a job at Alta, like essentially like dream job right out of college.
Yeah.
Pretty insane.
Was he working in Australia for Alta or was he in the city? Because he kept talking about how it was in
Brisbane is in the East Bay.
Dude, I just totally had a blonde moment. I'm like, Australia?
Yeah.
No way. Because he had mentioned a electric bike that was in Australia primarily beginning, and I think that fucked me up or something in Australia.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was just thinking Brisbane. Oh, okay. He's over there.
No.
But then he mentioned moving to the city, and I was like, I'm so confused. Shows how much time I've spent up there.
Yeah.
No, super cool. Very genuine guy. I'm excited to hang out with him more, go on some rides.
Yeah.
We got to pick his brain of more like his life story, and yeah, it's a whole nother thing, just hang out and crack jokes. So
yep,
that'll be fun. Thanks for listening. We're the Between Shifts podcast, and by this time, it's now November. So if it's before November 12th, happy birthday, Claire. All right. Thanks for listening. See you.
Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Once again, we're brought to you by Bikeworks HMB, your one-stop shop for bike service, sales, and rentals in Half Moon Bay, California. Whether you're on the mountain, road, or low on battery, Bikeworks HMB has your back. If you enjoyed this episode and would like to help support this podcast, please feel free to reach out to us at betweenshiftspod@gmail.com. The link will be in the description. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. GT, signing off.